The NBA fan base is going through a moment right here where the NBA fan base is ruining basketball. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention on Twitter, but this guy KD's been on a KD's been on a run recently on Twitter, bro. Let me show y'all this real quick, bro. He's just been on a crazy tear, and it's really wild what he's been going on. This started like maybe a few weeks ago. I'm on his Twitter right now. And even today, like it's like every day he tweets something new, man. Every day he tweets something new. Adam Silver just announced something recently talking about basically the NBA viewers having an opportunity to watch games for free. This man, Adam Silver, said, you know what? Basketball has always been a highlight thing. Y'all can just watch the highlights. Not going to lie, that's insane to say. That's insane for any commissioner to say. That is insane for any leader of an organization to say. To basically tell your fan base, screw y'all. Screw what you think. Watch the highlights. Just go ahead and watch the highlights. I mean, there is some truth to that. Majority of the fan base in the NBA, majority of them just watch the highlights anyway, and then they come up with opinions. So I understand that aspect of it, but that is still, as a leader of this organization and as a really the main lead guy, you just can't be saying things like that. That's just crazy to me, for me to actually see an NBA commissioner do and say. So Adam Silver's on some, I'm not gonna lie, he's on some nonsense. And I'm not gonna lie, Adam Silver's a bit on the hot seat for me, right? The second apron nonsense is bogus. Not only with the second apron nonsense, you know, you were the guy who really allowed super teams to happen in the NBA, right? So a lot of people get hate on you. You get a hate a lot for that. That's one. Two, your solution, and players even agreed, was the second apron, which a lot of people are seeing it's actually pretty bogus. It's pretty bad for the league. So now we're like, bro, it seems like you can't do anything right, and all your solutions are really just backfiring on you. Adam Silver's on some nonsense right now. I'm not gonna lie, he is on some nonsense right now. But the reason I bring that up is mainly because to show this point here with Kevin Durant, they're asking his opinion on the Adam Silver comment about NBA fans watching stuff for free. And no, this is 4 hours ago. Then don't pay. Watch the highlights. LOL. They are free. Bro, and KD, when you go all over his Twitter, bro, he's just been going at it with these fans, bro. Like all the time, all the time. I'm a KD fan, and everyone is spot on about this. He wants to go 10 for 18, even if his team needs him to shoot 22 to 25 shots. He will not do it. He wants to be efficient, even if it doesn't help the team. Man, you have to stop. Just say what just say you want me to say, F my teammates, and shoot 40 shots a night. All right, let's unwind on this real quick, right? Because I don't understand how people are getting this opinion about Kevin Durant. One, people really criticizing KD for only shooting 18 to 20 shots a game and shooting them effectively. Like one of the most efficient players we've ever seen in our lifetime. And people are upset. It seems like, especially in today's generation, you can't do anything good. If you're like Kobe, right, and you take a lot of shots, you get criticized for taking too many shots. Even though this is exactly what they want him to do. You're the best guy. Your players can't get it done. Guess what? Take all the shots. But if Kobe takes all the shots, guess what he gets called? A ball hog, a selfish player, a bad guy. Now you got Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a guy that doesn't take a lot of shots, makes them at a very extremely efficient rate. And now he gets criticized for what? For not taking shots. The NBA fan base is so toxic, fam. I'm not going to lie. It's the most toxic fan base I've ever seen in my whole entire life, because no matter what, there is no pleasing anybody. There is no pleasing anybody when it comes to this sport. They just don't even enjoy the sport anymore. People are really criticizing KD for not taking majority shots, and then at the same time, they're criticizing Kobe for taking too many. That don't make sense. And especially Kevin Durant. Bro, Kevin Durant, to me, And he even said in some of his tweets later, he was like, he takes enough bad shots throughout the game if they're down, and he needs to heave up a shot. But most of the time, that doesn't happen a lot. So it's like Kevin Durant is a player where he's probably, him and Curry are two of the most plug-and-play players where they don't take up a lot of shots from anyone else. They don't take control of the ball too many from anybody else. And they're literally like, they're guys who can, I think they can play with anybody. KD can play with LeBron, Kobe, MJ, Shaq. He can play with anyone and it'd be seamless. Same thing with Stephen Curry. No, like LeBron James, like LeBron and Shaq, you got to make some things happen there. It's still going to be great, but it's not as seamless as like a KD and LeBron. Magic and Braun is not as seamless as a Magic and KD. It's just hard because the archetype, it doesn't fit each other like that. KD and Curry, they're two of the guys that really can fit seamless with anybody, mainly because they're so efficient and they don't need to take that many shots to be efficient and to affect the game at a great level. So KD and how he's able to play basketball and his skill set in that case, that's one of his strong suits. And people online on Twitter are criticizing him for that. That doesn't make sense, fam. That doesn't make sense. And I don't understand the logic behind it. To me, I just don't. This Jacob guy, crazy, my name is Jacob. He brought up, this doesn't get talked about enough, but prime Durant cleared prime Braun. The media and fans never had this conversation because when KD was destroying the Cavs in the finals, Braun was ducking by switching his teammates. But I'm not going to lie, that is true. So he's talking about that. And then he talked about, I agree, they work out in the summers together. Kyrie hated that because he had that old school dog in him and think part of the reason he left the Cavs was because of that. Never be buddy-buddy after being beat by them made no sense. And then KD chimed in out of nowhere randomly. Kyrie didn't even know he would be a Cavalier when me and Braun worked out that year. Just leaving the facts there. He's talking about this video right here. And then that's when Jacob replied with this response here. We know y'all been buddy-buddy for a long time and been working out together, but why you capping? So y'all didn't work out in the summer of 2017 after they beat the Cavs, right? So he's showing him that video. And then he says, I have the footage, my guy. It's just weird. I'm not going to lie. It's just so weird. And then this guy over here talks about not playing in the same gym at guys you're supposed to be better than. And then he said, you're not a hooper. You wouldn't understand. KD's just been on the Twitter streets for a minute, bro. He's been on the Twitter streets, and he's been really going at it with these guys. There's so many things he's been doing in the last week or so, right? So it's wild. But the thing he's getting criticized of there, right, the working out and stuff, I'm not going to lie. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And this is the fan base stuff I'll be talking about, where you can't sit here and say, okay, these guys as NBA athletes, what do they need to do? They need to make themselves the best possible player that they can, do whatever means necessary, right? At the same time, bro, you got these, I'm fine with these NBA players working out in the offseason together because iron sharpens iron, fam. You being around the best players, playing against the best players, even as a hooper, that makes you better as a player, especially when you're doing it in the offseason. You don't get better by playing against talent or practicing against talent that's not up to par. You get better by playing, especially in the offseason, playing against that talent in those runs, in the local gyms. That's how you get better. So KD and even Braun getting criticized for doing that, it doesn't make sense. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, when I used to wrestle, and then every wrestlers that I talk to, you know, coming up now, you know, go to camps, go travel, do tournaments in the off season, go against the best guys in your county and in your state. You want to know why you do all of that? Because that makes you better. But you got people over here criticizing KD and Braun for doing that when they're adding on to their game by doing that. Bro, like, where's the athlete in you? If people are going to sit here and talk about I'm an athlete and everything, and I'm this and I'm that, you should completely understand the want and the desire to go play with some of the best players in the world to get your game better. What are we talking about, fam? The NBA fan base is going through a moment right here where the NBA fan base is ruining basketball. It has. I don't want to hear nothing about I don't want to hear nothing about the players ruining basketball. I don't want to hear nothing about the reporters, Stephen A. Smith's ruining basketball. I don't want to hear nothing about anyone else ruining basketball. You want to know who's ruining basketball? You want to know who's killing the product? It's the NBA fans. It really is. They are a big part. They are a big part of the reason. I think everyone plays a part. All right, let me rephrase this. Everyone plays a part in messing up the brand of basketball and the enjoyment of basketball right now. Everyone has played a part in messing it up. But the NBA fan base doesn't really take accountability for how much they ruin it. They really do. To the guys over here trying to be freaking Albert Einsteins, trying to be the next Socrates of basketball, and they don't even get paid for it. You got people so online all the time over here trying their hardest to do all this research and all these stats and all these numbers to prove a point, when in actuality it doesn't mean anything. And you got so many people in the NBA fan bases, they're so more focused on being right in a scenario, being correct in a scenario, and just being smarter than everyone else in the room, rather than just enjoying the sport for what it is. What happened to enjoying the sport? People don't enjoy the sport of basketball anymore. People don't enjoy the sport of basketball, enjoy the sport of just the NBA, the publicity and the routine of it. They just don't do it. It's really missing in our culture today. And that's something that they didn't have in the past. Guess what? Back in the past, if you have personal biases towards a team, if you have personal biases towards a player, and that's why you helped them up to a certain level, guess what? It was cool. It was okay. Do it. That's what the NBA is an entertainment league. The NBA is an entertainment league. It is made for us to enjoy and to be entertained. When did this come into, when did this turn into, we got to look at the true shooting of this guy at this point in games, and then how did he compare it to, top 5 defenses of this and this and that, and then, that's the only way he can ever be on this level. Man, shut up. I'm so tired of these talks. Man, I'm a fan. I ain't no basketball guru. I'm not gonna lie. My whole entire time, I'm gonna open up here. My whole entire time, bro, of like talking basketball for the last few years, it grew to a point I just didn't enjoy it anymore. And because it's like, bro, a lot of these conversations, it's not even enjoyable. We're talking about, bro, we're trying to talk like that. We're studying for the SATs, bro. I don't care about that. I'm going to enjoy the sport. Let's have personal biases. Let's be a fan of the sport. Let's hold our favorite players to a high regard. Screw it, man. It's ruined. Y'all not enjoying the sport of basketball. You got people out there saying, yeah, 1v1's not real basketball. And LeBron James even said that himself. And people agreeing with that. I don't know what people are talking about. 1v1, some of the funnest. I actually enjoy watching 1v1 basketball on YouTube a lot more sometimes than watching NBA games. The issue with basketball fan base right now, y'all aren't basketball fans. Y'all are just NBA fans. Let's call a spade a spade. Y'all are not basketball fans. Y'all are NBA fans. When you sit here saying, man, I can't talk about nothing that's not 5-on-5. Man, I can't talk about 1v1s. I can't talk about 3v3s. I can't talk about the Euro League like that and what they're doing and use that as a as a measuring stick to try to see how good a player is. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, where's your love for the sport of basketball? It's more than just the NBA, and it's more than what people can just do in the NBA. And that's why Kevin Durant, on really his run on Twitter and everything, that's a big part of the reason why he's even going on this run. You got so many people online that they're just fans. They're literally just fans, and they want to act so self-righteous in their train of thought. Listen, I'm going to be honest here. I don't think I'm always right. I have an opinion. My opinion you could disagree with. My opinion, you could think I'm wrong. And if you want to call me stupid, call me stupid. I really don't care. I honestly don't. You won't respect my opinion because of this? Guess what? Cool. I don't care. I seriously don't. But guess what? My opinion is my opinion, and you're going to hear it. Simple as that. But I'm not going to sit here and act as if someone else's opinion, I'm so self-righteous in my own train of thought that this guy who has a different opinion of mine is just, so much beneath me. You got a lot of that going on in the NBA circles right now, and I just don't like it, and I just don't enjoy it. I think it's weird. I think it's disingenuous, and I think you're taking away the enjoyment of the sport. You really are. And basketball is really not being enjoyed right now. The people that get the most love right now are still the older players. It's still your LeBron. It's still Steph's. It's still even Kyrie. It's still the older players are still running the league right now. They still are. And it's so when they really go, I don't know what's going to happen to the NBA. I think the NBA is going to really struggle a lot. They really need these guys, these young guys, to really emerge. But we need the NBA fans in particular because it's always on the fans. It's always on the consumer. In any type of business you have, the consumer always makes and break you. And they are the ones that dictate the rules. The consumers are the ones that dictate the rules. Honestly, it really does. Especially when you're working in an entertainment industry or retail industry, anything like that, they make the rules. So you got to follow the rules as a business. Y'all make the rules. And right now, I'm looking from the business side. I don't even know how to please y'all. I don't know how you can please the NBA fan base. I can see how the NFL can please their fan base. But the NBA, you guys are never happy. You guys are never happy about anything. You got KD over here getting criticized for not taking shots, but then Kobe gets criticized for taking too many shots. How can we please y'all? How? 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 How can we please y'all? How can the NBA execs please you guys? I don't know how. Then what it used to be, okay, if you won a lot, cool. That's how you please them. Now, if a guy wins a lot, guess what? You guys crapping on the guys that wins a lot too. But not only that, the guy who's getting great numbers and performing well, but not winning, guess what? He gets crapped on for not winning. I don't know. Yo, Chad, listen, I'm just being honest here. And this is really the true dilemma that the NBA is going through. They don't know how to please their fan base because the fan base is just flip-flopping all over the place. And they have a problem with literally everything. So I have no clue. I have no clue how the NBA is going to fix this. I really don't. It's insane. It's really insane. And the NBA community is insane.